All right, Cancer, you can't go back to yesterday, be in the present, and then you have the fates, which blew me away when that one came out because that has to do with the serenity prayer. If you can't go back to yesterday, you need to accept that there are some things that cannot be changed. The Fates talks about knowing the difference between what can be changed and what can't be, and stop putting your effort into the things that are what they are. But it's also talking about how sometimes things are fated or preordained for a greater purpose that you're not understanding. But you may have the chance to see why something did not work out in the past. And it may be in order to lead you to something better, to change your circumstances, to give you something better. But you can't keep going back to the past and who you were in the past. That's gone. I always say that when we go back to the past, we have to be careful because what we pull into the present moment is what you will create tomorrow. So essentially, you chain yourself to constantly living in the past and creating the same things over again, right? So it's time to let that go. Change the things that you can, let go of the things that you can't, and stop going back to what could have been. It's over and it's done with now. And then from the dark mirror, you pulled calling the storm. The moon phase here is the third quarter of the stage's bargain. It says power comes not from the inside, but from connection and integration to a greater whole. It's talking about self-empowerment. The problem is that some of you are having a hard time finding that because you would rather stay in the storm. You brought it into your life, now you're wanting to stay right there, and you're not allowing things to clear up. And it's basically saying now is the time to find your empowerment and let the situation clear. Stop, having it a central part of your life, so to speak. All right, Cancer, here's your overall, the King of Pentacles. So some of you may be focused on a person. That's immediately what I got from that. Now, with the King of Pentacles being the overall, though, absolutely, we could be talking about you, and we could be talking about your career, your financial success. But we'll see how this King of Pentacles is playing out. Male, female, or sign doesn't matter to me. But normally when I look at him, I think about whether or not somebody is giving what is necessary to make a situation work. Right? Because the King of Pentacles has the ability to give what is needed. Normally you're talking about somebody who's very giving of their time, their resources, things like that. So you could be dealing with somebody who is becoming more giving. You can be dealing with somebody who's more interested in themselves. I'm sorry, guys. It's goddamn cold. Oh, boy. Yeah. So, in the past, the Three of Swords. So, there may have been a really difficult situation involving a person or involving your career. But the heartbreak is still playing a part in what is going on with you now. And it could be that it's about getting back to a place of forgiveness and letting things go, but it doesn't take away from the pain. Yeah. So in the present, the Two of Cups. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily a bad thing here. So clearly there may have been a lot of heartbreak involving a relationship here, but the Two of Cups in the present moment would suggest that it's about getting to a better understanding. And again, with the Two of Cups, that could be any relationship. But, we'll see. Oh, Cancer. Very nice. So I think that with the King of Pentacles, you may have been dealing with somebody who in the past was only thinking about themselves, but it may be that they're more giving now. They want to give you something more. That or this is you doing this, but clearly there was some heartbreak in the past. You're getting to a place where there may be a better partnership, a better relationship, and you lead into overall happiness with the Ten of Cups. But it's all based on whether or not you or the other person here is giving what is necessary here to create a successful situation that will continue to bring long-lasting happiness. Your best path to follow, the Ten of Swords. And here's the thing with that, because you already have the Three of Swords in the past. If you had a painful ending involving a partnership or a relationship, the Ten of Swords is saying the worst is over with now. We have to stop focusing on the bad that happened, the ending that was experienced. Because if you continue to do that, then what you're expecting is to have to feel that all over again. Especially if somebody may have betrayed you, because I mean, the both of them talk about it, but that's over with because the focus is now on a better partnership and what is going to create a happy home, happy life, or overall happiness for you, right? But you can't keep focusing on how badly things may have gone before, and don't, focus on that being a possibility again, right? So there needs to be attention given to what is going on in your mind in terms of the heartbreak and the painful ending. Okay. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands for me in this situation is, I really think that somebody is trying to get things, going again here. And I think that there is communication, absolutely. But things are changing quickly in terms of you or another person here in the relationship. But I see it as a good thing. Like I always say with the Eight of Wands, it's one of those things where we're getting everything kind of like lined up so we can get to, a good completion here. Not this Ten of Swords shit, But a quick change, a quick turnaround, I think, for someone. Okay, your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Swords. So I think that for you, what you need is the truth. You need clarity. So it's not necessarily about closure. It's you do need to, move on from this and let this go, but we need to speak some truth here. Also needing to, face and accept the truth, right? Whatever happened, happened. There's no point in going back, right? You can't go back to yesterday. It happened for a reason, But I don't know. I look at that as I need clarity. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping that that clarity will allow me to get past what has been painful. So that you're not focusing on the fact that, you're dealing with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords, and it looks bad. Like, this person really was not thinking about you when they took the action that they did to cause this. Oh my God. And then coming out the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I think that let me clarify this, because the thing is when you're looking at the Seven of Swords, you're talking about intentions not being clear, somebody who is acting in a way where they're not talking about what they're doing, looking to get away with something, or we're talking about, somebody leaving a situation, doing things on the down low, right? But the thing is, it's connected to overall happiness with a relationship or with a partnership here. And then the Three of Pentacles. And I think that, I look at that and I think the person that you're dealing with, I don't think that they want to tell you. And I think that that's the problem coming out here. This otherwise would be a very happy situation. I don't think that you're going to be dealing with somebody who's going to do something shitty or shady to you. You've already experienced that. But the thing is that the truth is what's going to clear everything up for you. But they're not willing to tell you. It's like they're not willing to tell you. Now with the Two of Wands, I look at that as, yeah, it is about the right course of action here. What course of action are you going to take? But it is acting with passion here. But I think that a lot of you are considering on whether or not this is the right thing to do if you don't have clarity over the heartbreak that you've experienced. And then you have the Knight of Cups with the Two of Cups, and then looking at the Eight of Wands. So this is definitely the communication that's coming through. Somebody that may be wanting to rekindle things with you, wanting to rebuild a connection where things have been really difficult, but they're not telling you the truth, but yet they're wanting you to work with them. They're wanting you to work it out with them, but they don't want to tell you everything. There are things that they're going to be keeping to themselves, and I can't, I don't want to say that they have ill intent, because that I can't tell you for sure. But what I do know is that there is something that they do not want to give you clarity on. And that is what you're hoping for. But they have intentions that they're keeping to themselves, or things that they have done that they want to keep to themselves. And I don't think that they want to give you the clarity on that. But they still want to work with you, and they still want to see things work out. And I think that there's a part of you that has full intentions of wanting to do this. But I go back to the Ten of Swords and think, if this continues, what should have been an otherwise happy situation could end in a really difficult way. And I don't get it. Like, I'm looking at it and I don't get it. It's one of those things where I want to take the person and smack them going, just, say what you need to say. Because the potential here is fucking beautiful. Why would you ruin that? So it's frustrating to me looking at it. And it could be easy enough to say to you, look, we can't go back to what happened yesterday. And there's nothing that can be changed. Even if you did have the truth, we can't go back and change anything. But it's that simple. It is that simple. To me, it is that simple. You tell me what I need to know. You give me clarity so that I have at least some understanding so I don't have any more questions. And that is what you're hoping for, but you're not getting it though. And I don't mean to say that, like I said, I cannot say for certain, and I'm being honest here, I cannot say for certain whether or not this person has ill intention. Believe me, if I thought that, I would tell you that this is probably something that you don't want to follow through on. But I just think that it's action that they took that they don't really want to tell you about, because I almost feel like they don't want you to look at them differently, because overall happiness is literally on the line here. So, and I always say when resistance shows up that you can't, whatever you resist persists. There's no point in doing that, but you're resisting a new path that could be happening here. And there are some things that you may need to break free from. So yeah, that kind of gives me a little bit of clarity. So, and I don't want to judge anybody because I need a lot to kind of see that, right? But clearly, whatever it is, it caused you a lot of heartbreak. But I don't think that you fully understand it. But I also think that they don't really want to bring it up, or they don't really want to talk about it, if that makes sense. But I don't... Sorry about that, Cancer. So, I record with an old ass fucking Nokia phone, Windows phone. And that's the only thing that I can use for recording these readings. And it likes to tell me that I have low storage and that the battery is like running out on me. But anyway, this one gets to me in a way that I haven't felt in a while. Like I said, I don't think that you're going to be dealing with any more deception, although I do think that you already know at least some of what somebody may have done before. Looking at that Three of Swords and then looking at the Ten of Swords, because clearly at some point there was a difficult, painful ending. But for you, because you're the one coming into this being heartbroken. Now, I don't think that they have any more ill intention, but I don't think that they want to give you all of the details. But I think that that is what's going to bring you clarity, because I think that there's a part of you that may be still like questioning why they did what they did, especially if you're, choosing whether or not to go back to a relationship or back to a partnership where somebody like stabbed you in the back. I mean, literally, and had no regard for you at all, but yet they're still wanting to work it out with you. And that's the thing. So resistance, a new path, like I was saying, there may be resistance to a new path that may be happening here with this situation, but you need to break free. You need to break free of what we cannot change in the past. I mean, they literally may not be telling you anything because they don't want you to look at them differently. Take a chance on love, Cancer. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And you have overall happiness. So I think that what love is all around you is saying that in terms of relationships and in terms of love, it's real, it's authentic, it is the truth. That love is the truth. Their actions may have been stupid and they may not have thought about what they were doing. But if you take a chance on this, things could be changed in a really good way for some of you. But that's really up to you, because it all depends on the situation and what you've experienced and what you feel like you don't have absolute clarity on. Because the Ace of Swords being in that position, that could go either way. But it's hoping for that clarity and understanding. Wow, I mean, you guys are going to have to let me know on this one. But I would say, if this is going to be about a situation where you need more understanding as to why somebody acted the way that they did in the past, you gotta let it go if you want things to change.